Hello, and welcome to my final pitch presentation, where I'll be talking about my plans after college, my work highlights, my skills, and my long-term career goal. At first, I looked at apprenticeships. This sounds good because you get both on-set practical experience with other professionals and a formal education, but the main issue is the availability of apprenticeships in my area without having to travel a long way. If I were to get an apprenticeship, it would likely be in places like London and Manchester, which I wouldn't even be able to afford. When looking at full-time work, at first it was a good idea because it would focus my efforts on real-world industry work and networking with already established professionals. If I were to go down this route, it would likely be an independent route as a filmmaker. This would be a very risky route to go down unless I am certain that I will get work. I may struggle and make money to sustain myself with my limited experience and knowledge. So, finally, I looked at universities. The reason this idea comes to me is because having more knowledge and practice from a place I can learn and get a degree out of sounds like a good idea. I've looked at a lot of universities in the area, but I think continuing with the college's higher education is the best idea because I know the area and it provides one of the best quality courses for media in the area. For my skills, I excel when working within teams, both when leading them and working within them. To succeed at this as much as I do, I have to be organised and communicate with different kinds of people on a professional level to get work done as best as it can be. But I do need to make an improvement on my motivation for each project. Although I do put significant effort into each project, it does become apparent that projects I take an interest in have better results. Some highlights of my skills within my work include the finale for the Stossers project, where I had to lead a group of cast and crew while making sure everyone understood what to do, where to be, and help them when they didn't understand something or if some other issues were to arise. I've also worked on my colour grading skills, which had an improvement and became more meaningful and effective as I worked on it. For my long-term goal, I'd like to become a director, but this is a highly competitive role which depends on your past work and connections across the industry. My director is expected to have a clear creative vision for the project and must communicate this with the entire crew. We'd have to work with writers during the script's development, overseeing the casting for actors and locations, going through storyboarding and the shooting schedule. For production, the director has to assess the actors' performances and working with directors of other departments on the set. For the post-production, the director leads the editing process to create the final cut. They work on sound design and musical scores, and sign off the finished film. That will be all for my final pitch presentation. Thank you for taking the time to watch and listen. Goodbye.